Shake it, Miguel, shake it, baby. Oh, I like that, I like that.
Ese shake y así, qué bonito, qué bonito, qué bonito, qué bonito.
All right, folks, we've got writer and producer Miguel Melendez here. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
You know our tradition here?
I don't, but I'm willing to learn.
Umberto, can you give him the instruction manual?
I already did, Dennis.
Oh, you did?
Okay.
Oh,
There we go. Let's do
okay.
it.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
I already did, Dennis.
Yeah.
Thank
Hey,
you.
2 snaps up.
I know, right?
So, Miguel, before we talk about some of the things that you're working on now, just wanted to ask you a couple brief questions. Working on TMZ. TMZ has become a major brand in pop culture today. I mean, they move a lot of stories. TMZ Sports, I'm now watching. All the MMA fighters, they all love doing the interviews with TMZ Sports. Right. So what's it like? I mean, is it a big, huge, well-oiled machine? Like, what's it like working at TMZ?
I mean, it's like any of the entities I've worked at. I've worked at USA Today, Fox Sports, NFL Network. I mean, you can put them right up there, if not higher. It's a very run machine. I think what we do, we're proud of what we do, and we get people really involved in coming to our site, watching our show, and they're very, very engaged. So we love that aspect.
So tell us a little bit about the Latino Journalists of California. This is your, right, the thing you're doing to advocate for Latinos, because your background is what, Mexican, correct?
Yes. Very Mexican.
Mexi power.
¿De dónde?
Tijuana.
Oh, really?
Tijuana.
Were you born over there?
I was born there.
Wow, awesome.
Bueno, yo soy de Puebla.
Puebla, my mom's from Puebla.
¿Ah, sí?
Yeah.
Ah, buenísimo. Bueno, so you guys say, because Latinos advocating diversity in everywhere. So tell us a little bit about this thing that you're doing.
Yeah, so CCNMA is California Chicano Media Association.
Okay.
So what we do is we try and advocate for Hispanic journalists all over California. We've just joined. Yeah, we've just joined. We've just joined with the. We merged with the National Association of Hispanic Journalists. So what we're trying to do is advocate for Hispanic journalists, especially this day and age with how the political atmosphere is. We're trying to really advocate for Hispanics in newsrooms, and we're trying to make sure that newsrooms are represented by the people by the community that they serve. So, for example, if you look at in Dallas, Los Angeles, you don't want a newsroom that's mainly filled by people that are.
You say white guys.
White guys, we'll say it, right? You don't want a bunch of white guys covering a Hispanic community because they're not in touch with that community. Right. So when you have people of color who are in these newsrooms, they tend to resonate better with their readership. Right. So we're trying to make sure that we advocate for internships for kids that are in school, for people who are just leaving school to land these jobs, and we're just trying to make sure we're giving them the right resources so they can accomplish that.
And also you guys work with a ton of scholarships, correct?
Right, we raise a lot of money every year. We have a gala, we have it at the Biltmore Hotel, where we make sure that we keep these funds afloat so that we can distribute these scholarships, because it's important that these students know that there are outlets for them to search. They have places that they can find the money, the resources. So that's mainly what we're trying to do with this particular nonprofit.
You know, can I, as far as like prejudice against particularly Latinos in the newsroom, in the hiring process, and I'm gonna whittle it down and get even more specific. Prejudice against Latino names on resumes. Yeah. Okay. I've been working at this for a while now. I have a lot of friends in the media. I'm from Miami, been living here in LA for a long time, so I have friends both, Cubans and Mexicans here and in New York, Puerto Ricans as well, who think that the prejudice begins when they're in a stack and when they are competing against names that are white, that are familiar, and their names are not as familiar and maybe very ethnic, especially when you have more of a unique type of ethnic name, and you know, you're not blessed with like David Cruz, but you're more like, you know, Moctezuma, you know.
Well, my original last name is Ixtlahuaca.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so you had to deal with that.
My mom's Ixtlahuaca.
So what? I mean, did you say, okay, I'm going to deal with some blockades for my name on a piece of paper, so let me make it a little bit more digestible and go with Miguel Melendez, which is still very ethnic?
Right. I mean, look, Ixtlahuaca, I dropped it when I became a citizen in high school.
Oh, that's your name.
That's my name, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was your mom's name.
Well, it is, but that's the name I had legally when I came to the U.S.
It's another long story, but I wanted to finish this out. Go.
Well, look, look, the name itself, yeah, it does tend to really have people look twice. I mean, how many times early on in my career where no one would take my phone call even, you have to really pound the door. Right. Yeah, I mean, when I first became a sports writer, I was 17, 18. emailed my resume to every news organization in Los Angeles, and only one small paper called me back. And you know, I took that opportunity and said, you know, let me build something of this and then work my way up. And fortunately, I was able to do that. But even to that point, now there's a major newspaper in, I don't even know if I should say the city, but in Massachusetts that was very outright said, we need to diversify our newsroom, so that's why we're calling you too. So they know and are aware that this is an epidemic, and they're addressing it head first, but I think there's still some work to be done.
No, and let me just say
It's a
this.
very hard name to pronounce.
And spell.
But let me just speak to something, because this is, like, as you can see, I'm passionate here. Look, I'm not being funny anymore. I'm
Yes.
fucking like,
Yes.
Look at his hands.
Listen, you people know out there, here in LATV, Latino Alternative Television, we're doing the opposite. There's a bunch of smart, talented people here. We might have names that you might not have heard of, or that seem a little ethnic, or that when you hear them, you might picture some guy on the corner, you know, dealing drugs, or doing that kind of stuff, when in the truth, we have a lot of talent, and it bothers me that people are not just getting discriminated against because of the color of their skin. No, before that, they're getting discriminated when they get
By
the
their
resume and they're
name.
like, ¿qué es esto? Mendoza. Nah, sorry, I'm going with Smith. We gotta end that, and you gotta help with
Well, I'll
that.
tell you,
Did I get too pissed off?
a little bit, but look, I'll tell you, I worked at a place where the people that I beat out were at Columbia, USC, and Northwestern, and I was the one that got the job. So it's not always.
Because you're changing it, my friend.
I'm trying to,
You
man.
are. All right.